All right, my friends, welcome back to the Swain Batty League. I am AJ0. I am here with the commissioner himself, Thrifty Senpai, to bring you all the second game of the night. Thrifty, congrats on your win. Welcome to the caster booth.
Yeah, spicy game on the Rift. Now time for a spicy cast. We have Batmel's SBL debut tonight.
Yeah, y'all can't tell down here. Enemy 5. That is Batmel. Not ever played in the SBL before. This is a Tank Axe was unavailable tonight, so this is a substitution based on scheduling. Not the team trying anything out necessarily. But that being said, when you are having the season that Westfist and the Boulders are having, if you show any signs of promise, everything's always a roster tryout at the least.
Yeah, there has been some. We were just talking about this before. There has been some time-honored stories in the SBL of people not being able for one night because something comes up, and roster swap comes in, and they come back, and their spot is gone because it turns out that was the thing that fixed their team, or made them even better in the case of the most famous one.
Yeah, you can see it with both of these two teams at the bottom. Just they're searching for answers. They haven't been able to find any. All they need to do, either of these teams can be 5% better. That's the difference between going to the playoffs or not. So really interested to see how this team looks as they're going up against Big Dirk Energy, obviously trying to keep pace with your team and stay atop of the standings. Obviously, both Big Dirk and Briar's Feats have not dropped a single game to either of the bottom two teams thus far this season. And both of these bottom two teams, it's so frustrating because we've seen promise from these teams. So will this be the game? Who knows?
Yeah.
Very big pick going over here is going to be a lock-in for Batmel. She's borderline Misfortune one trick, so I was really curious to see if the Dirks are going to ban it.
I'm really surprised we didn't see that ban, honestly.
There's two types of people. There's the people like Respect and Tree who are like, we're just better, so nah, I'd win.
Tree was actually suggesting, I was talking to Tree with this, and he was saying he was trying to convince his team to ban it. But Respect is definitely on the I'm better.
And we're better at drafting than people like this are. We would have just banned it. So here we are. So this is definitely good for her and for this team. This definitely gives them a chance of if they're going to try to steal this game. Because obviously, with this team, if you can steal a game here, it really dramatically increases your odds of going to the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a really big thing. I will say there has definitely been a huge story for this patch, actually, is Master Splinter's pool was rebuffed for this. Both Wukong and Jarvan, significantly better in the jungle than they were just a little bit ago. Classic Splinter champs.
Yeah, and isn't Wes such an icon? This man's been playing in the SBL for 10 years, and he's never picked up a new champ.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. They can rework these champs. He's like, hey, I play Jarvan, yeah, why not?
I'll play yeah, exactly. He's there. He's got his selection of champs, and he'll play them through every variation. Rek'Sai also got buffed. But speaking of new champs, actually, 30 Volibear is a pretty strong jungler in the last few patches, and he is the only jungler in the SBL that plays this. I'm pretty sure.
If anyone's been watching, I've been playing a little bit in the past week, which is the start for me this season. See if I get back into it a bit. And Voli is at the top of my list of champs I want to pick up right now, I think. So definitely surprised we haven't seen more players playing it, but this has always kind of been a 30 champ, at least in the comeback when he jungled.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. That has been something that he has... 30's had an interesting array of roles during the comeback era. Really kind of just been placed in his role depending on how the draft goes. So it's kind of easy to forget sometimes when, last season he played support all the time, and now just nope, back in the jungle with you. Bust out the bear.
So we'll see both of these teams, bot lane and jungler, locked in with the first three. Nothing too shocking there. This is going to be, I imagine this camera is going to be bot lane a lot. This is a huge kind of matchup check for Mel and Joey. Obviously, Respect and Tree are really good, and Ash Leona, I mean, that's a team. That's a lane. You make a mistake, you die. Just full stop. Especially is MF Janna.
Yeah. I mean, they talked about. I really love the Leona pick into the MF here. Leona ult's basically the same range as the MF ult. So it's just every time you see MF ult, you just drop the solar flare directly on her head. It's a really great. You have to be really, really disciplined with those MF ults. And we saw great things on Trees Leona last week in the bot lane when they had Leona MF.
It's the best he's looked, in my opinion. I've been waiting for kind of the step forward from the Tree Respect lane. Obviously, really big hype going into the season. And these Leona games were the first time where I was like, damn, this is the fucking lane we were promised. So curious to see if he can keep that rolling.
Yeah. I actually do like the Janna pickup here. There's going to be a lot of burden of execution, I will say. The Janna's going to have to be like, but the NATOs can be really, really good, and it is a really solid disengage option that like can keep MF alive even if an Ash Arrow lands. That said, if the Ash Arrow lands on Janna, you're still cooked.
All right, so as we try to go into some predictions here, Tim, we played a season with Salvo in the top lane. He doesn't play Rumble, right? That's going to be Bestus in the mid lane?
I think that's Bestus in the mid lane on Rumble. I mean, he didn't... Unless it's a new pickup, which it could be.
For a guy who
man plays a lot of ARAMs.
Yeah, it's true. But not like an iconic, not a back in the day Salvo champ that he was really known for. Not somebody
and
played.
It's never something that he like. I don't really see him gravitate towards that one ever. I do know Bestus does play Rumble.
Ooh, and actually, I love this out of Blab.
I love this comp. Also, there's a chance that his Rumble top. Oh, yeah, that's a Salvo champ.
Nah, he ain't doing
that's
it.
That's a Salvo champ.
They would never let him.
Against Nasus?
Guarantee. Wes would have a fucking aneurysm.
Oh, man. Because I think I can say is I know Salvo plays Annie quite a bit.
Yeah, no, he's going to go the same shit he played with us, dude. Yeah, he played like 3 champs with us. Like, he's been practicing ADC all season. Definitely not shocked here. I could hear Wes. Like, Salvo is in the draft planning me. He's like, dude, I got this idea. If he wants to pick Nasus, like, maybe I could pick Teemo. Wes like,
yeah.
So Salvo, don't. Just, we're not going to fuck around with that. Don't do that. Like, and that's it. That's the story. End of it. So you're gonna go on Urgot duty like a little SBL good boy, and you're gonna show the bad boy what's up. And I do think that's a really key matchup for this game. Salvo going back to that top lane, obviously, 2 years ago, Salvo played top lane for our team. That was moderately successful. And fortunately, he's going up against Bad Boy. He's not going up against Thunder. He's not going up against Mad Cow, which means Salvo should be able to just go and survive the laning phase, and that's all this team needs out of him up there.
Yeah, I mean, SBL Bad Boy is really also it's gonna be interesting how this can impact because like SBL Bad Boy in general, but the capital games like he had a Darius game a little bit ago where he just randomly started murking people left and right, like, and then started running in for like fights everywhere. But he is the most dedicated towards the I am going to play the I kill turrets in this lane game.
I mean, we all saw him last week where it was like he could have roamed down and got 3 kills, and he was like, I'm going to just keep pushing. And it was like the most egregious decision to not roam I had ever seen in the SBL. I mean, this man is committed to the bit. He's got his enablers on the team. And this team, they're just the team of ha XD. Like, they don't give a fuck.
No, and honestly, they leverage it really well. We have seen some absurd pushes from him in the side lane because like these 4 know how, like the rest of this team are like, yeah, we can fight 4v4 any day. And hell, when they got a lead, they're like, we'll take 4v5. And then when they win, Bad Boy's already got the wave prepped. He's already crashing into a tower, so it's just over, right?
So should be a interesting game here.
Yeah, there's a lot to watch here. I'm really curious. I'm really curious with what was the call for the Rumble pick. Like, Rumble mid has always been kind of like borderline good. Like, it's been, not even borderline, it's been good for a while, just like not super popular. And I wonder if they were hoping that they're like, they don't know what they play, we'll just pick this and then we can flex it. Even though Salvo doesn't play Rumble.
Yeah, it might have been more simple than that. They might have just gone like, yo, let's just pick a bunch of Wombo stuff. I mean,
that's fair.
When push comes to shove,
Rumble Jarvan will delete people.
And that's the thing where, if the Rumble gets a bad ult, but the MF gets a good one, or MF gets, Leona ulted out of her ults, but Rumble gets a good ult. Like, you only need one of those 2 to go off to turn a team fight and give you a competitive chance. So I like that. And, Seraphine, Ashe, those are 2 real juicy targets for West to go at in the back line. I'm not shocked that they went this direction with it.
No, no, I think it's been a pretty good draft from both sides here, actually. Which means that
It's
we,
going to be a terrible game.
oh yeah,
A mess of a game. I should not say terrible. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a
oh
poorly
yeah.
played game.
There has been, I don't know if there's been an unentertaining game. There's probably been one.
It's been
one,
a pretty like peak entertainment season of the SBL. I've
yeah.
been very impressed. Given that there's 2 5-1 and 2 1-5 teams going into this week.
If you showed me the VODs, even with nameplates, like I wasn't allowed to like track records, right? And like guess what the records of the teams are at the end. I would never put it this far apart.
No, same. Here we go into the loading screen here. We'll be in just a minute, and we can finally stop speculating and start observing. My favorite thing. Let's analyze the skins. We got a lot of skins in this game. A lot of spenders here. I've never seen this Urgot skin in my life. You showed me that splash and told me to guess who that was. I don't think I would have guessed Urgot.
I was.
Yo, SBL bad boy. Shout out.
Oh shit, dude! Yeah, I was like trying to figure out like what's the shout out. I look at the stream and thought he like subbed or something, and I'm like, wait, oh no, never mind.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Yo, shout out AJS0 with the 71 months in the chat. Saving that for my segments. We did.
What is on top of Urgot? Look at that skin. His cannon is like, what is that? That is so weird.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, we got everything accounted for here, so a very standard fan outs. The level 1s have slowed down a little bit lately. Sag. And not a whole lot to analyze here.
Yeah, no, we do see though, look in this bot lane. Risquect and Tree getting way up in the brush.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Like I said, I think you have a lot of opportunities to just experience check Mal and Joey, and I think there's a lot of pressure on Joey to be kind of the mentor in this lane, and obviously that's not always a role that Joey's been known for, so I'm really curious to see maybe playing with somebody who doesn't have the experience of Salvo. You know, Salvo's been playing this game competitively for 13 years. Maybe it's hard to approach giving Salvo advice, but playing with somebody who's a lot greener, like Mal, who's only been playing the game for a few years, it's her first SBL, maybe it's a little easier for Joey to kind of like force the game to go at his pace.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see, and like they are full in on this. They have the bush advantage. They're having 30 start top side. We see Master Splinter also starting with the flexible top side, doing chickens first.
Yeah, WES with no leash as well, so that means the teams are going to have no idea where WES start. Well, no, they're going to assume he started bot side. Oh, it's all a setup, because bot lane's not showing here. So it's going to act like it's a leash, and now here we see in the bot lane, watch on the minimap, this is going to, come on, direct the camera. Cut us down. Yep. Oh, Mal walks right up to that bush, going to get hit with the stun. Ashe is going to ghost, a flash out of Mal, a lot of damage. She'll lose both her summoners, but not her life.
Yeah, that is a rough spot to be in, but did not lose her life, and that is very, very important here. There's a lot of damage going down in the mid lane.
As we'll see, your level 2's coming out, so Tree's not in position to immediately jump or anything, so I think Mel and Joey should just farm this under their tower, and this will stabilize a bit. So that means WES is going to be the player to watch here for the next few minutes, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing, full clear of red side, pathing for an early gank on the top side.
Ooh.
Potentially an invade. You see actually a lot of prio in both these mid lanes. WES is looking for the invade, but he's going to find nothing.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He assumed 30 was going to start bot side because the average jungler starts bot side, and they didn't see the bot lane at the start because they were in the bush. I mean, he should have known when the bot lane showed.
Was that far up? Yeah.
If they communicated that, but
I imagine that was communicated, but I wonder if like he just thought they're like, that they're just trying to be a little BM almost even. But I really liked that. That was a coordinated play. Like you saw, like Salvo aggressively push his wave in. We've been seeing Bestis one doing a lot to try and make sure he has lane prio. And also doing a lot of damage here. Really leveraging these early Rumble levels.
Thirty gonna scout Splinter out with the Vision plants. Why can I never remember what those things are called?
What the hell are they? What's the actual sight cone thing? What are they called?
My Scryer's Bloom sound right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. There we go.
Alright, thank God. I didn't have to ask Twitch chat for help. I hate doing that. Alright,
It always was, oh my god.
Pumping the bad boy full of you-know-what.
Oh man, but he's gonna find his wave in a really awkward place. He puts the ward down, but like, if Volbear comes from that angle, he might not be able to get out.
Yeah.
We see 30 coming in to gank.
Love this try from 30, and now it's a point-click slow. Nice from Salvo there. Gonna put the distance, yeah.
Good flash.
Yep, not
really
fucking
good
around.
flash. Yeah.
Salvo knows what he needs to do here. It's just not int.
Yeah, actually, I like that call to recall as well from him in there. If Dan doesn't hard shove the wave, like, he can be it back before he has to TP if he buys boots.
So one thing to keep an eye on here is Mel is getting absolutely bodied in the bot lane. Look at the CS discrepancy and look at the direction this wave is pushing. Tree and Respect could freeze this, and I don't even know if Joey and Mel...
This wave's actually too big to freeze right now, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right. So it looks like it will
yeah,
crash.
it will crash.
That is...
That is a rough state to be in.
Yeah, just a lot of pressure created by that level 1 play. So a great decision from... we need to come up with a lane for the Respect Tree combo. Xmas Select?
I was trying to think about it.
It
Like,
spells better than pronounces.
Yeah.
So best is going to be the
retree.
I kind of like that. Alright, so we got a little bit of a fight breaking out around the pit here.
One is 6.
Yeah, best this one is...
Where's the equalizer?
There we go. Equalizer across all 3. A lot of CCP and shit, but in the bot lane, Albino Joe getting caught out here. Back to the bad boy. Bad boy going down. Ash going down as well. And Batman has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Respect going to pick up a double in the bot lane, but traded for a first kill, a first blood, I think, on the Salvo.
Yeah, we're still posturing here for Grubs. It's looking in favor of the boulders. Oh my god, just barely goes out in time. As I think they're gonna maybe count as 2. Yep, there we go. 30 smite came up. Traded 2 for 1 on the Grubs. 1 for nothing on the kills though.
So we'll see if they can accelerate that. I love that. Good call outs on the Rumble being 6. I just looked at it. I was like, oh, he's 6 like way before everyone if they fight, and then they immediately fought.
Yeah, I saw them all run to the pit, and I was like, even though he was like out of position, I was like, he's got the equalizer. This is huge.
Alright, so Black does not have any mana. He just has to flash there. And this Rumble just
this Rumble is looking fierce.
Yeah, and this is really good for
this
Team
is what this
West.
team needs going, though, right? Like,
yep, they need somebody to be rolling here.
Yeah, as we start seeing, Pryo in the bot lane, Pryo in mid. Time for Dragon.
Yeah,
Davo got the kill as well in that team fight, I think, which is actually good, because it kind of helps like put him into a good spot in this top lane, because I think the bowlers really need to have everything rolling well for them on the top half of the map, because they know that that's not where they're...
I'm really curious to see...
That's not where their dollars match up.
No,
right?
but I'm curious to see what the next few minutes are going to be, because Respect and Tree are both going to be 6 soon, and that's where this lane actually becomes frightening, right? And the fact that they're already at a big lead... We haven't really had a game in the SBL where somebody's just snowballed the lane so out of control they've won out of that lane. But this is what that game would look like.
Yeah, it is definitely... There's definitely potential there.
So I'm curious how early they try to put, some resources down there to make Respect and Tree think twice. There are no sums on Respect, so if Wes is able to find something...
Yeah, you can't get out of Cataclysm once Wes hits 6 if you have no flash, like...
Got good news about what level Wes is. But,
fresh 6, but pathing towards the top half here.
Yeah, maybe gonna look for a play mid instead. Renai also no flash, so also stuck in that category.
Nasus doesn't even have flash, so lots of options there.
So just about 1,000 gold lead between these two teams currently. We'll take a peek at the players. Oh my god, it's 1,600 for the Ashe.
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming into this was going to be a very hard time for them in the bot lane, and I think, like, basically, their goal here is just to make sure it doesn't get caved in, right? To lose as gracefully as you can. And speaking of graceful, we have
in the top lane.
Counter gank for Master Splinter.
Oh, and Splinter, he commits it all trying to go for the bad boy, but bad boy just ults for the health. Buys time for Bestis to get there. It's a double kill for the bully.
Bad boy's out.
I'm not sure. He's running away from his tower, and Rumble's going to go up there to try to scope him out. And can he? No, he's checking. Oh, bad boy stops. Bad boy could have recalled. A huge mistake gives Bestis a double.
And meanwhile, off screen in the bot lane, Ashe, Leona, hit 6, burned the ults, and Batman and Joey survived. Only heal being blown. Joey's health very low, but no flash was burned for Batman.
Bro, I'm tripping. What's the button to switch between gold and diamonds again?
X.
How the hell do I just randomly forget that like once every other week.
Oh man, what's the one? There's one that always gets me. Oh, the one that minimizes the fucking scoreboard. That's the one that I always forget, man.
Like once a month, I'll be like, dude, I should just get rid of this during a big team play. That'd be so pro of me.
Yeah. I'm glad to know I don't have this. Like, I have this, and I always forget what it is. I'm like, yeah, I can't be. Well, all right.
I'm too focused on the fight to like think of that one because like I'm watching the mini map almost more than I'm watching the main screen when I'm casting. Is I'm watching all the setup and stuff, and by the time the fight happens, it's like I'm already kind of talking about it. So we'll talk about what's on our screen for a change instead, which is going to be more grubs going over to the Big Dirk Energy.
Yeah, it looks like 1 through 4 are going to be over to Big Dirk Energy. Fortunately for the Boulders, they were able to pick up 2 on that exchange, so no little grubbies coming to this party. And a nice equalization here, honestly, in the bot lane. Like, it's still down, but it has been flat since the the reckoning that was coming minutes 2 through 8.
We got 70 seconds on the Dragon, so this may be the chance for WES to start making a play down there for the first time if he wants to. As you can see, that's this again. This damage comes out so fast. Gonna force a flash for a flash. Equalizer still hasn't even been dropped. I don't even know if it's up. And that is going to be a kill for the Bestis. Can he throw this Equalizer on a 30? And that bear is burning away.
Oh my God,
I don't know if 30 can run.
Damage.
Bestis is pumping out so much damage, but in the bot lane, forces a flash out of Joe. A nice knockup is going to save his life there. Oh my God. What just...
I can't believe 30 and Best.
Oh, Splinter's close though. Splinter's checking. Going for it, getting it, but at what cost? Yeah, really aggressive decision to... That's fine. I would have done that too.
That's about... So I think that's actually... So on gold, it's even, because he got 150 people shut down, but they got the assist, right? I think that was favorable for them, though, because they were not getting Dragon with where the bot was prio was, right? And Bestis was off the map.
Just force a full-ass reset and then go to the next fight.
It's like you trade even on gold, but then you force a reset when the position was not in your favor.
So we'll see here where these junglers path. 30 is going to red currently. Splinter still not showing which side. Should be a crab going over to the BDE here as well.
Yeah, Salvo deciding to cancel his back, wants to get one more wave. Saw that Dan was low on mana. But this pit, vision established, positioning established, control is firm.
For WES the Boulders to stall this out for another, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, let Equalizer come up for Bestis, because that's going to be a game changer here in the river.
Yeah, I don't think they want to fight if they don't have Equalizer, honestly.
No, they should not.
The thing is, I don't know if BDE knows the Equalizer is down. Like, I don't know if they know that cooldown.
Well, a lot of meandering for.
Yeah, there you go. You see Joe's pinging the waltz. They know. Yeah, they didn't want to wait. They didn't want this fight until they had Cataclysm and Equalizer up.
And that's fine because they can easily go back, shove the mid, and immediately roam back down. Obviously, everything's going to happen in full sight of everyone here, but the ults are available. If there is a fight, it's going to come down to execution.
Hyper Flame Spitter.
Yeah.
It's a scary fucking rumble.
It's a really scary rumble, and something to note is that Renai is going for Rod of Ages, it looks like, first item, so going to take some time to scale into that. Obviously, Seraphine scales really, really well, and Roa is the additional scaling item, but gonna be a little bit before we see Renai scale into that late game monster carry threat that we've seen him be.
You're telling me the KDA player? I don't got time to call him a KDA player because Bestis is going in. Oh, I thought he was going for it all.
I think if one of the shock rockets landed, we would have seen something go deep there.
Your team might have won, but Renai's got the best feed of the last hour and a half.
That's fair.
So this gold, 500, 600 gold apart between these two teams. Pretty close if you look at team gold. Obviously, player gold can kind of split between the carries. But again, a good long sequence of events from West and the Boulders get that second trig into the game, and now that gives them a team condition online.
Yeah, Roa picked out for the Seraphine now. And I like that. Really clean. If you can get Dragon without even having to fight for it, all the better.
Yeah, so 30 and the bad boy. The two players with the best pair synergy in the SBL going to go take Shelly on the other side of the map.
Oh, we might see it
fights
right afterwards. People are positioning for the fight.
30 had a stutter back, but I don't think they're going to be able to get in here.
Yeah, he had to turn around to go grab the Herald pickup.
Yeah. Oh, this is a little sketchy. There's no tower here.
Good flash.
Yeah, they did not have a tower there. They were not respecting it. But
yeah.
Still a good first pickup, first tower pickup from Respect and Tree. But now Tree is going to learn that he can walk away from the rumble.
Yep. Yeah, wisely didn't want to overcommit. They didn't have a lot of vision on that top half, so if 30 was in the way, could have been a bad time for Bestis.
207 on the siphoning strike, by the way, as we do see 30 coming up into this top lane. Salvo doesn't have a flash available if he needs it. He's maybe holding it a little too long here. There we go. Good flash out there. West now in the area. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, not much going to happen.
Now, jungle is positioning around, but nothing looks like it's going to come from that here. We've kind of fallen back into default wave patterns until we see it. Never mind, Master Splinter coming in for a gank. 30's no longer here.
Bad boy with no defensives, by the way. So Wes has this free, forces him to have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Salvo going to get the tummy time. But on the other side here, Renai going to have to flash out of this one. Can they get anything here? I don't think so. Big push from the Sasquatch in the bot lane, though. Be able to crash a fat wave down there.
Yeah, we see Respect more than happy to start pushing this wave. Salvo going to be able to pick up the first tower for his team, though, as the Urgot gets away.
Good stuff, John.
Here we go. Here comes the Herald. 30's going to ride it in.
Yeah, gets a nice crash there. Can this team defend? West and the Boulders out, man. Joey taking a bunch of damage behind the tower, but here we go. Equalizer being dropped, not doing a whole lot. They are outnumbered here.
Yeah, and a classic strong engage right after the tower goes down. Pick up one tasty Janna snack on the way out.
Right, so I would say, I feel like, I mean, the gold makes this objective, I guess. I feel like Big Dirk Energy are in control. It's not by a ton, but I do feel like the game is being played at their tempo right now. So,
yeah.
What do you think West and the Boulders should try and do in the the next 2 minutes here?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, in general, I think their biggest thing here is to set up and get this third dragon. Dragon's coming up in a little over a minute. That'll put them at sole point for the rest of the game. And they have a team that can really play around Fog of War really, really well. Jarvan, MF, Rumble can make some really huge engages.
Yeah, I agree. If they can get one wombo could just turn this game so quickly. And if you look at the the individual
one catch under a squect would also be huge. Oh, but speaking of it at the time, instead he is ghosting forward, looking for blood.
He's a few seconds from his ult, but here we go. A teleport coming out of Urgot here. And Splinter's there as well, gets stunned up, but he's going to flash forward. Respect does not have his summoners available. And that ult coming through. Tummy time to take the kill from Batmel, and they are not done. Flipping Tree towards the enemy team. Tree trying to flash out, but he has nowhere to run. And now the Equalizer going to zone the rest of them behind their tower. Great chance for a push here in this 5v2.
Yeah, the timing is perfect here. They go ahead, they get the tower. Tree and Respect are going to be down until just before Dragon spawns. If this team is set up and ready right away, they can burn the Dragon before they can go ahead and be there to retaliate.
And 10 seconds on the Dragon. Ooh, man.
Yeah. An absolutely crazy good engage there. That was so good for them to hard commit onto Respect.
That's the Splinter special, right? He's like, yo, we could just go harder.
Yeah, and they go harder, they did.
Oh my god, I don't even think... Are they going to lose the top lane? Salvo might get there in time to defend that. 30 is here if he wants to try to contest, but no, he's not going to. Smart decision.
Yeah, I think that was a one-way trip, and that's a lot to gamble on. As a coin flip smite, and like...
So I wanted to comment on this in the big before the last fight. Big thing, despite these two leads between the mid and the AD carry, no one's a full item up here, which is really kind of the big break point you're looking for here, right? Like MF 1 item, Ashe 1 item, Rumble 1 item, Seraphine 1 item. No one.
Seraphine's got 2. Rumble's got 2 items.
Oh, he did not when I looked.
When you started that, yeah. that is fair.
All right, Rumble is snowballing out of control and unstoppable, as y'all can see. No, that is actually a huge breakpoint, because now the Leandries adds so much damage to him in a fight, as well as the mobility from the rocket belt. As Salvo is going to be in some danger here, but his team is not that far behind. A lot of summoners coming out. Rumble's actually teleporting to the top lane.
This is looking really bad for BDE.
When I can't get here, Salvo's going to get caught, but what's the price here? A lot of damage from Rumble. MF ult across, gets a lot of damage before the Leo interrupts. It is a 1-for-1 so far, but not for long. Best is going to get a kill on the side. The rest of the team going to get a kill on the other side, and it is a 1-for-3. They take the bait. They get executed. Now
that's Baron. We're going to see Baron traded for probably both inner turrets.
Oh man, that's a rough trade. They're going to know too. Ashe, Hawkshot across the Baron pit here. This is not going that fast right now. Ashe could try for a miracle steal here, as Joey is going to go try to defend the base. They're taking a lot of damage. I think Joey needs to stay.
This Baron's going down really slowly here. They will be able to do it, but it's just going to be a laborious process. But fortunately, it looks like they're only going to lose 1 turret here.
Yeah, that is big. So Baron secured. They have 3 minutes to the Dragon. That means there's a lot of time to set up the Dragon pressure in advance of this really, really mission-critical Dragon number 4.
Yeah, it's all really coming together here. The Baron is going to lead, basically, buff's going to last almost entirely up to the next Dragon spawn. So they really just get to play to map the towers here. And at this point, I think BDE might be sweating a bit.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, Nasus, good play. The bad boy gonna do what the bad boy does, the opposite of the Cops theme song. He is not gonna come for you. He's gonna come for your turrets. And after 22.5 minutes, he's going to get it. And now Arrow going in. Beautiful engage. WES has no choice but to go in the other direction. And the Equalizer does come down, but Rumble's the first to fall here. Albino Joe in the backline. Batmel as well. Not up with the ult yet. Now we get a lot of defensive moves coming out. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, top versus top action. And Salvo is in danger of winning this one. And now MF ult coming through, but this is going to buy time. Salvo can ult in here. This team might be able to turn this. These are some low health bars. Salvo's in. Salvo made out. Oh, Tree gets caught by the flash and is going to take his life. 1-for-1 though, but I think everyone disengages here. 2 for 3 on the board. What a sequence.
What a wild sequence. That CC chain on Rumble was absurd. The Besses did not get a single ability off that entire fight.
I thought when he had like 15%, he fell off the CC and got an equalizer off, and I was just wrong there. So
yeah, I know. That's what I thought. I was like, I mean, that was huge. If he would have gotten a best like equalizer off, we probably just saw that routed, right? Salvo gets the solo kill in the bot. He has the TP in. Health bars are so much lower.
They're pushing with Baron. Yeah. that's a game-breaking fight. So huge stuff from Big Dirk to keep themselves alive here. 53 seconds on the Dragon as the bot lane, the soul members with the Baron here.
Yeah, his Dragon coming up. Vision starting to go down.
Gold even between these teams, by the way. So definitely something to watch here as all 10 members are congregating on this side of the map here, looking for any kind of pick before this fight. Watch this ramp here. This is what WES and the Boulders should be trying to control. You just win a fight if it happens on that ramp.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job of this, but we see a fast turnaround here.
I think
BDE coming in from the south
they just commit to this push.
Yep.
They can crash a Baron
wave
here.
Baron.
Yeah, and Tree is alone, and WES does not hesitate. That is an easy kill over to the Misfortune. Tree, what were you thinking?
Wow, this is huge. Now this goes ahead. They get the tower here with the last remnants of this Baron. Dragon spawns. We have Bad Boy coming for a tower in the bot lane. But it looks like they're going to make a sack play here. 30 going to look to go in for that smite steal. As actually Albino Joe finds himself in a potentially scary scenario. Here we go.
Bully's going to see everyone coming out. Stun on the Master Splinter. No one is in the pit. 30 going to get the steal. Loses his life, but that was absolutely worth.
Yeah, absolute hero play there. A great smite from 30.
Yeah, and they pulled off of that Dragon, but it was just too low on health. I think 1900. They just, oh, what the fuck? I wasn't even looking. Bad Boy, he's going to just ghost out of this, isn't he? He's going to eat so many ults. Man, this guy.
Oh, tell me time.
0, 6, and 5. Bad Boy is...
Dude, Salvo read the cardboard. He saw the painting on the wall. The cave spoke to him.
Salvo knew this was the season of mediocre top laners looking good, and he came to execute. Huge game from him, being kind of the kind of second point they needed on the map that's really helped this game get opened up. Let's look at the gold here. Salvo is up 2K on the Bad Boy.
I mean, this is something you talked about, that this team, we've seen times when Bestis and Splinter have looked good, and we just needed someone else to step up.
Hyper Flame Spitter.
Salvo stepped up last week, but Bestis and Splinter were having an off time. This time, all three of them looking great. Bot lane, what looked terrible, what looked like really rough at the beginning, has completely flatlined in like stability.
Yeah, they did not ends, which is, if you're bringing in your sub,
huge.
that's all you ask. It's like, yo, just don't ends.
So big. The Joe Mel bot lane has performed completely like above expectations. Like,
given where it started, I can't believe that this is where they're at now.
It's crazy. It's so good for them.
Especially because they were looking so scared. Especially Mel was looking so scared. Kind of the early phases of the mid game, some of these fights wasn't even tossing an ult out when she had really clean opportunities. And you can see she's kind of gotten comfortable in this game. And I think maybe Big Dirk Energy hasn't respected her champion enough to actually prioritize diving her. Just because of the weirdness of the setup of a lot of these fights. And now Bestless one doing what he's been doing, running down, creating pressure, zoning folks out. We got 20 seconds till Baron Nashor.
Yeah, and at this point now, we really do see the Boulders playing like they have the pressure, they're on the front foot, and they know it. However, some really great wave pressure here in the mid. Oh, I thought they were going to commit for that. Oh, they're doing it now. They're thinking about it. 30's caught.
On to 30. He's going to be able to flash out of that one, but that's a big summoner down from a guy who just stole an objective a fight ago. But not the cash, not the kill, as this team is just really... chasing out. They're scared. They do not want to do the Baron. They do not trust that situation, so they're trying to force one of these other plays, and Big Dirk is able to disengage. And this is sometimes the scary place to be as a team, where you have the setup, the play is that you have to go for Baron, but you still know that this is a volatile play.
It's a very volatile play. The fate of this game can be decided here in a single play.
Or best this. Oh, this yes, he's got everyone running. He didn't actually do a whole lot. That was exciting for nothing. But Master Splinter is exciting for something as he is going balls deep into territory he is familiar with, which is...
Yeah, but meanwhile, Bad Boy in the top lane, trucking away.
Yeah, so Salvo's got to go answer. I mean, I think I sent multiple up here to go get this pick.
They actually
yes.
are going to send a whole team.
It turns out you can just collapse on the dirty beater. No, oh my god, that ghost was so bad. So, Bad Boy going to take a bunch of moves from everybody. Going to be a 7th kill of the game for Salvo. And now they will once again have a chance to exert their will in the Baron pit. The only ult they're missing is going to be that equalizer. Big ults, but only down 1. But they refuse to commit to this.
Yeah, we need to see. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say we need to see either commit to Baron or we need to see Master Splinter making a commitment towards an engage. And
Rumble recalling, he has teleport, but
yep.
no, this is just rough, man. I think you can tell this team, they don't trust everything. They don't trust everybody. And they refuse to take this play, despite having a comp that this is a really favorable situation. Running into MF, Janna, Rumble, yeah, this team is super nervous.
I mean, to be fair, it's like, you can taste the victory, right? You're like, we're up dragons, we're up gold, we're up on map pressure, we're in the driver's seat. This is huge for us. And the last thing you want to do is lose that, right? Off of, like, what might be a bad call.
And sometimes in League of Legends, being so scared to lose, you become afraid to win. So will that be what happens here? 10 seconds to go here as we're going to have...
They are set up well ahead of time for this dragon.
Yeah,
BDE going to show up way late.
Yeah, Ash Ult's going to scout all this out, but I think you just pop this and force the issue here. So
yeah,
let's take a peek.
Kite it out. Yeah, beautiful. Pull it out.
Yeah, watch here. 30 coming from a nice flank. You're going to be ahead of his team. And now the teleport. NASA's actually joining a fight. Dragon going slow. Arrow going through for 3 points here. 30 in the front line. Taking a lot of damage. Going to lose his life. Batman across the whole team. Shredding everybody. But Respect is also getting some good damage out. This is going to be really tight. Both teams just running into each other. The Bad Boy's creating so much pressure, and no one is able to peel him. They're not able to do enough damage. Meanwhile, on the other side, Salvo's praying he can get to Ash. He's not going to be able to get there. Bad Boy finally going to die. Hopefully, finally going to die. A 3 for 2 here, but Respect and Renai can win this 3v2, and that's going to be a disengage.
But Batmal's ult picked up the Dragon Secure.
Oh, I didn't see that!
In all the madness, the Misfortune ult bled out the last bit, and that is soul.
Bro, they stopped fighting. They stopped doing Dragon at like 6k. Who fucking splashed damage onto it? I was like 6,000 and they're fighting. There's zero chance this Dragon doesn't reset. Completely stops looking at it.
Yeah, so I think it got caught. It got caught in the MF ult, and then it got caught in Renai AoE, and then I think it was also some Rumble AoE, and it just died from like no one directly hitting it.
So this is good for this team if they want to get back towards that Baron situation. They can go for some of these extended plays with the Ocean Soul here. That still regens health, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm still relearning the game, boys.
Yeah. Basically, every time they deal damage to an enemy, they get
some
health and mana back.
There's 3 Baron pits, and every game I commentate, it's this one. How boring.
You got the old Baron pit? Dude, the new Baron Pit wilds are crazy. Like, new Baron Pits are crazy. 498
on the Siphoning Strike on Nasus, for those of you curious. Sorry, I haven't been thinking to check it more often. I honestly don't even know how good or bad that is for this point in the game. I feel like that's kind of low, given how much he's splitted.
In general, depending on how much fighting and how much like split pushing and like how much the game is, but you generally
have a ton of time for that because here we go. Sal will be engaged on defensive teleport coming on to Bessus. They get no damage to stick because Sal will give 0 fucks. But his team's not quite close enough to do much here. Can he tummy time anybody in? Respect is deep. Oh, Salvo not going to pull the trigger there. Had a chance for it. We are back to the Baron dance. Or we're going to fight here because they really want to zone this one out, get some extra control here. They have great vision. Will this be the time they commit? Like I said, Janna, MF, Rumble. This is a really... some good-ass champions to force them to run into you in Baron, but at some point you have to play what your champs do.
30, clean out vision, doing the dance.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to just get these lanes pushed more, just get a little more control here. This has got to be the most Baron danced game we've had this season.
It has been a while since we've had one that's, quite like this.
Yeah, Seraphine gonna call their bluff here, say, you guys are too scared to do it, I'm gonna go farm bot, I have the TP if I have to. And they're gonna trade that for a top tier 2, good call.
That tower's low enough, who needs Baron? Salvo walks up, guns it down.
Alright, this has to be the time, right?
Yep, there we go.
Okay,
There's
Joey,
the call.
don't queue there. You need that for the fight. And the fight is going to happen here because we do see a lot of members teleport coming out, and there's going to be a disengage, but the Ashiel's coming through, going to hit Salvo. They're going to have to try to commit to defending their boy. He rumble out through everybody. Not doing a ton. Baron's still activating as well, and now they're getting the kill onto Albino Joe. Man advantage, and this is looking really good for Big Dirk Energy here. Getting the chase down. They're going to get the kill on the best one who flashes just to lose his life. MF ult across everybody, but she is not quite that big, and this is going to be a disaster for Wesifus, and the Boulders can now get out. Splinter trying to disengage this, not going to, and maybe going to lose his life to do it. And this is what happens when you try to be a team player. Oh no!
And an absolute disaster of a fight for the Boulders.
And this is what I was saying earlier. You had the advantage of Baron Pit. Were you so scared to lose the game that you became scared to win it? And now it's going to be a free Baron going over to Big Dirk Energy. And just like that, they have pulled total control of this game out of their ass, off of big team fighting from the 2 carries, like they have done all season long. So we got a minute 20 on Elder. That may be another chance to fight an objective. This feels like a one-fight game.
Yeah, this is, we're really close to a one-fight game. We have Elder up in a minute 15. And that could be the deciding point here.
Zap action.
I think what we really need to see from the Boulders is we just need to see another, they need to be pulling the trigger instead of having the trigger pulled on them, right?
And Tree pulling the trigger on the Master Splinter, but there's a lot of members of the other side here. Albino Joe, that's this one coming forward. We get the ults coming through. And now Salvo's actually teleporting. This is a really, really weird set. Both these top laners are teleporting one after the other. Salvo taking a lot of damage over the side here. And now Tree going in deep. Salvo taking a lot of damage. Big equalizer. Can they find a fight here? As, oh my god, the bot lane is going to get melted in just a disaster of a fight. Absolutely nothing goes well. And that is going to be the 0 for 5. And just like that, GG, Respect, setting it up in the mid lane. And Wesifus and the Boulders are going to have their hearts broken in yet another game.
In a brutal game. That Seraphine ult just crushed that team fight.
That was rough, and it looked like they had the setup. They might have had an opportunity there, and they just were not able to capitalize on it. But that's the tale of this season for both of these teams. So it will be a close out here. Big Dirk Energy going to keep pace with Briar's Feet Jury. 6-1 and 1-6. Every team in the SBL. Look at our post-game breakdown real quick before we all go our separate directions here. And man, look at this. Respect and Renai in this together. 27k apiece. Really the tail of the team here.
Yeah, truly some unstoppable and impeccable team fighting from this BDE squad.
Should set up for a very exciting Game 3 where anyone that has not looked at the schedule, we have the 1 seed matchup. Briar's Feet Jury going up against Big Dirk Energy in the last game of the night. So, Thrifty, I think you have more important things to do than stare at this stat screen, so I'm going to